So today we're going to take a look at my Limitless GT. I've got to get it freshened back up so I can get out and make some more passes with it. But if you guys saw the last run on 8S was the last time I ran this, and I only did one pass. There was a reason for it. So I'm going to show you what that reason is and why I only did one 8S run and then had to call it. So let me pop this lid, and I really like how I set up this body and this wing, because this is still a Limitless, and I didn't move the wing or anything, and you can truly see how dusty and dirty this carbon fiber stuff gets running on road. Now the Basher Queen's carbon fiber really has been holding up, and I'm going to show you what I mean. One thing that happened was my rear tires, when I was sliding, I don't know if you guys saw the 130 mile an hour pass, but I had to let off way early because it was hitting sand, kicking up dust storms. And maybe I'll put in some pictures of what I saw while I was running it. And I had to let out of this thing. But when I would brake, can't brake too hard, because it literally was rubbing the carbon fiber right at the tip. Basher Queen's carbon fiber. Now I'm going to bring you guys in close. You can see the taper that's on her carbon fiber now. It didn't shatter. It didn't do anything funny. It just wore down the tip. And I have the springs way up. And then you can see where rock gouges would hit it. There's rocks and debris all over the streets. You just can't get around it. So let me show you how her carbon fiber held up. So as you can see, the very tip right through here pretty much wore it pretty far down, and her carbon fiber never shattered. It's got a pretty good caper going on now, and it's still thick as can be right at the tip. So that's very impressive for all the runs that I've done on this chassis. Now, with that said, this is my first Limitless that I've ever owned. I've never bent the chassis. I've never done anything funny with it, but it's always run its fastest. It originally was white, and it was that way for years, and then I did a refresh of the whole thing, changing out these plates, putting the carbon fiber on it, changing out the center brace, just, you know, doing everything I possibly could. And then this had a chassis protector on it, and that chassis protector had some pretty deep gouges in it, and I just peeled it off because it was gouged up so bad, and said I was going to order another one eventually. And I used the Dark Side Motoring full chassis protector on this. So this chassis protector was sent to me to give it a shot. Now this one doesn't go into the ridges, so this one just kind of sits and doesn't go into here, which is the part that really doesn't hit the ground anyway. So we're going to go ahead and apply this thing and put it onto this Limitless GT now. That way I have some protection. I must have the bad GoPro because it's turning off, but I'm going to go ahead and apply this thing. I don't know how well this is going to do. It looks like one of those eBay ones. It's not as thick as the Dark Side, here's what I'm going to do. There we go. Now I've already wiped it with alcohol and cleaned it because this was covered in dirt. But that's how easy this is to install. So now at least I got some protection on the bottom of this RC. So thank you, Mr. Game Changer, for sending that out to me. I definitely appreciate it. If you guys want to know where to get one of those, contact Game Changer RC, and he can tell you where to pick one of those up. So the next thing we're going to do is take a look at our tires. Now, these tires were brand new before I did those speed rips, the 4S speed rips and the 8S speed rips. And you really have to check your tires. It's just something that you have to do. After every run, you have to look at your tires. Don't think that everything's okay and you can go ahead and just rip it again. Because I'm telling you right now, if you do that without looking, you are going to wreck. You're going to have a tire blowout. You're going to total your RC. So what I noticed on that 8S run, my tires were doing pretty good, but when it was slipping and sliding, you never want your RC out of control. If it is, let off the trigger. But they started chunking. Now, I probably could have kept going because they're not that bad. But when I see them chunking like this, this will become a drag set now. But look at this side. This is where we were drifting sideways, and it ate up this whole edge halfway around the whole tire. So this RC definitely was to the side, pushing through it with the amount of power. And it took the squareness that's on this tire and totally shaved it down all the way around, and even started ripping some of the tire off on one side. Then hit something in the road and this tire split right here. It's white because I threw some tire glue in there and then glued it back together so that this won't split apart. But this is done. There's and you can see all the debris on the inside of this thing that we pick up from the road. These were brand new. So I want to say this was one 4S test day with a 6S hit. Then I went back on a Sunday and I did 4, 6, and 8 test runs. So let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runs I got out of these. And normally I get 1 or 2 runs on 8S, and that's why I was not trying to run 8S so fast. One 8S hit tore up these tires. These tires were doing good. Those are BSR foams. Now I'm going to show you the front, and this is how my tires were looking in the rear after, I'd say, that 6S run. My tires look like this. You can see there's a cut right there. So I would normally throw glue into that because that could start coming apart. but it's still square. And it's still clean all the way around. You can see where it was trying to bite. One cut. So I would have just glued it and continued running. And that's how my rears were right before that 8S run. And then look at the inside of that thing. Just covered in road grime. Even though it's on road, it picks up a lot of dirt. And a lot of this is foam. The foam tires coming apart. A lot of it is just the tar on the road, the dust on the road. And you can see I run double pinks. So 2X means double pinks. These are BSR foams, double pinks, which they are out of stock on everywhere. So these two are still decent. I will use this set, clean them up, glue the spots that I think need to be glued. I'll run the worst ones on the front and I'll run the good ones on the rear, because mainly most of my drive with spools in them come off the rear and the front is floating. But when you have that much drive and you eat up the shoulder, don't make another pass. You're just going to tear it up. So I have a set of these. These are some soft, some S3 compound. So I'm going to try ripping these things on 4S and then 6S. And then go ahead and slowly move up to 8S. These are the GRP version. And here's what you got to worry about with the GRP version. You see that? That's them sanding it down, but it's the glue. You can see the glue. It's not glued that well. And that's the problem with the GRPs. Now these are 2-time as well. 2-time pink. See? 2-time pink. So we're going to go ahead and get these on. Put a new set all the way around. Now, those over there could be the GRPs, because BSR has been out for a while. I normally run the BSR foams, but I thought those might have been BSRs, but they could be the GRP, double pinks. So we're going to pop on a new set. And then we're going to keep an eye on them. And I do have some new foams coming from my battery buddy. First time I ordered from him, but he had a set of foams that I want to try. So we're going to get some new. Get that new put back on this. And then I'm going to go over this whole RC, every nut and bolt, make sure nothing's coming loose. We're going to check our motor mount bolts, check our battery tray bolts, all that stuff. We are going to check everything. Because I'm not going out making another 100-mile-an-hour rip without going over this RC after running almost 10 passes without really checking anything, just doing tuning. Now, you see how I have it upside down? Because it's on a brand new set of foams, this is the way I'm going to leave it for now. Is I do store them upside down or up on tires, just because you don't want your new tires doing that. So we're going to give those a little rip and see how it goes. But let me flip this thing over. So as you see, God, I keep feeling a popping. Definitely gonna have to check some things over. But there we go. Got the new rubber put onto it. So I'm gonna get things wiped down on this thing and make sure everything's okay. Check to make sure that my fans are still working. That's the way I run. Well, my fans are definitely still working, and it should be ready to go out again once I do a nut and bolt check. So once I give this thing a good once over, I'm gonna get another front splitter ordered up because we're scratching the heck out of it, and I've already got my springs cranked pretty far down. I definitely don't want to. I mean, I can add some more pressure to them. I've got my grub screws cranked, so no matter how much pressure I put down on the spring, it's not going to raise up the RC anymore. I have the grub screws cranked down so that my ride height won't change anymore, and I've got the rake in the back up higher. So I should be safe there. I just probably will have to. I mean, that's a lot of pressure right now. Like, it's not easy to push down, and I'm still managing under braking at 100 to rub, because you got to remember the wind is pushing down that body so hard, and as soon as I start to brake, if I brake too hard, it rubs and then it comes right back up. So, but the shock towers, everything seemed to be going really, really well with this RC, and we're going to get it out and get some more ripping done. So there we go, guys. Chassis protectors on. Going to do a little nut and bolt check. Just wanted to give you guys a little update, show you what I look for in the tires and why I stopped after one 8S run. Now we're going to get back out and see what she'll run again. There we go, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We will see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, so I want to just stress one other thing. When coming to your road cars or your street cars or even your bashers, I really want to stress the importance of getting them off the ground. Don't let them sit for any length of time on your tires. Make sure that they're sitting up off the ground. Couple reasons. One, your shocks, your spring, your oils, and most definitely your tires. If you're not going to do that, you're not going to get it off the ground and do that, and then you're going to pick it up and go do a speed run and wonder why it's all over the road, because it's got flat spots. You just can't, whether it's the Hoons over there or if it's foam tires. You know, I use my old tires stacked up, and those become what I use to put my RCs up off the table, even when I have them on my workbench. These are both sitting here because I'm working on them. I'll film and I'll throw them up off the table just so I don't ruin them. I literally just put those tires on. And I just had a long conversation about why I only did one 8S speed run, and then I ended up calling it at the end of it because of this tire chunking. It rounded off the edge so bad and chunked this tire so bad, this one, the car was pushing to that side under acceleration. Now, in the past, I normally would look at this and go, oh, it's still plenty good. And I just would have continued to rip it. And when I saw the big slice across the tire, I knew it was just at the point where big chunks of rubber missing like that, car drifting in the rear, big chunks missing over here. You know, you can take the chance and run it, but I've totaled many cars because I saw this and said, I can get a few more runs out of it. Next thing I know, my $2,000, $2,500 speed car is now wrapped around a pole, and I'm piecing it back together. So take it from me, don't take it from me. I won't run these on a speed car. Now, I won't throw these away. What I'll do is I'll either send them out, have them refoamed, gone bananas, or I'll use them a little while in drag racing, because drag racing, if it comes apart, it's not that big of a deal. You know, I'm not at 130, 140 miles an hour. I'm lucky if I get to 100 miles an hour. So even if I spin out, usually not that big of a deal. So, or if a tire comes apart, it's not that big of a deal in drag racing. So I'll use these for drag racing for a little while. You can see all the dust just from me touching the inside and then picking it up. They literally get packed with dirt on the inside after one speed day with these tires. So I'll clean them out, wash them up, and I'll bag them and use them for drag racing. So, a couple quick tips. Keep your RCs up off the table. No hard surfaces. No length of time. If it's going to be on the table for an hour, flip it upside down. Or just take the tires off. Easiest way. So, there we go, guys. Just wanted to give you guys that little quick tip. Let you know what I do and why I called not doing another 8S speed run and wrecking my car. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.